Also, Brother Kadash, want to start off by giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakadash, double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, peace, blessings, and honors to all the brothers in this truth. Precept, Isaiah chapter 13, verse 13. Therefore I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out her place in the wrath of the Lord of hosts in the day of his fierce anger. So that's talking about those nukes. When those nukes start to hit different parts of the earth, it's going to be great earthquakes. Isaiah chapter 29, verse 6. Thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with thunder and with earthquakes and great noise, with storm and tempest and flame of devouring fires. So that's a trend. It's going to be great earthquakes. There's going to be fire. There's going to be all hell breaking loose. That's a trend that we're seeing. But before we even get there, it's going to be glimpses of that. You're going to have small glimpses of that, like small earthquakes, bigger earthquakes, until the very end comes, the second death come. Back in Isaiah chapter 13, to prove that, Isaiah chapter 13, starting at verse 8. And they should be afraid, pains and sorrows. So there's going to be a lot of pains and sorrows should take hold of them. They should be in pain as a woman that travaileth. They should be amazed one at another. Their faces should be as flames. So as a woman that travaileth, just like a woman having birth contractions, it gets worse and worse. You know, it goes away a little bit, then it comes back even harder until the baby is born. And then you have the worst contraction, really, because she has to push. So then she starts to have her worst contraction and her worst pain once she's delivering the baby. But it's like a build up to it. So that's what we're seeing right now with this video of a 6.4 magnitude earthquake that just hit. So we're just seeing those contractions and those sorrows and those pains, and they're steady increasing until the Lord comes back with that great earthquake, fire, and those nuclear weapons are shot all different places of the world, and it destroys Mystery Babylon, which is America for the most part. It completely destroy that place and wipe it out, which Isaiah 13 gets into that too. This is Luke chapter 21, starting at verse 10. To prove to you that it's going, this gives you insight that it is going to actually be nuclear weapons instead of like a meteor or something like that. That gives you really kind of the same effect. Luke 21, chapter 21, verse 10. Then he said unto them, nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. When nation fights against nation, China, Russia, America, Iran, Israel, different places like that, the EU nations and all that stuff, what do they use? They use nuclear weapons. That's their ultimate weapon to go to when they go against each other. Verse 11, and great earthquakes should be in diverse places. So you're going to have natural earthquakes like this one that I'm about to show you. Then you're going to have earthquakes that's caused by these nuclear weapons being targeted to different places, in diverse places. And famines and pesticides and fearful sights and great signs should there be from the heavens. Because when you see, same thing, great signs with the moon and the sun and the stars, but also there's going to be fearful sights, because after these earthquakes, natural, or if they're man-made from like nuclear weapons hitting, after it's going to be a very fearful sight to see so many bodies piled up. Go back to when the atomic bombs was dropped on Japan and stuff, and then the sights that you seen after, all the buildings laid waste, the whole land laid desolate, everything gone, skulls and skeletons left in the street and stuff. Like, that's a very fearful sight, man. And then there was pesticides because there was radiation left behind, so that's coming. But natural or not, there's going to be very fearful sight, and there's going to be great earthquakes in diverse places.
Welcome to News Hour. We begin with breaking news coming out of Croatia, which has just been hit by a strong 6.4 magnitude earthquake. Local media is reporting the town of Petrija is at the epicenter. That's around 50 kilometers from the capital, Zagreb. Widespread damage to buildings is being reported, but as yet no casualties have been confirmed. Now, the earthquake was felt in neighbouring Bosnia-Herzegovina as well as Serbia, and neighbouring Slovenia has also shut down a nuclear power plant as a precaution. Let's get the very latest from our London news centre.
You heard that?
Nadeem Barber,
Nuclear
who's
power
monitoring
plant
events.
they
These are
shut
very
down?
sketchy details coming in at the moment, Nadeem, on one of Europe's very rare seismic fault lines. That's right. It is a region which is no stranger to earthquakes. Now, our Al Jazeera colleagues locally have filmed dramatic pictures in the town of Petrinia. It's a town of around 20,000 inhabitants. And in that video, you can hear church bells ringing. You can see what seems to be smoke in the air as they pan around the town. It's the dust and the material from the debris of mainly old properties which have been damaged or destroyed in this earthquake on Tuesday. Now, as you were saying, it's magnitude 6.4. It's strong, but it was registered by the US Geological Survey as having a depth of 10 kilometers, which will mitigate how much damage it can do, luckily. But the mayor in Petrinia has confirmed that there has been one death so far, and in the footage you can see rescuers or people dragging out a man and a boy from a car which was underneath rubble which came from one of those.
Yeah, all hell breaking loose, and all hell is gonna break loose, and like a woman that travaileth, it's only gonna get worse and worse until Yahweh Shai come back. But all hell's gonna break loose regardless. But with that, we gonna say salvation to the elect out of that, and shalom.